Good morning, everybody. We're back live at the Verde Valley Birding and Nature Festival. We've gone virtual for 2020. Thanks for joining us. We're out in the field with Tim Weber, one of our guides, who knows this area very well, so we're excited that he's here. So I'm going to turn it over to Tim. Enjoy the next hour of birding. Chime in, chirp up, let us know where you're from. We're happy you're here. Thanks.
Hey there, welcome back. We've changed spots from armchair birding over to the riparian corridor surrounding the Verde River. We've got beautiful cottonwoods, willows over the river, some decent bird song. Right now we're hearing song sparrows in the background, right there. Beautiful song. And then lots of warbler calling. Over the corridor here, we're going to be hearing yellow warblers and Lucy's warblers. More song sparrow action. And hopefully we get blessed by Summer Tanager shortly. Of course, this is the time that we wait for all the birds to sing vociferously. Lots of song sparrow action. Little hummingbird flying over. Lucy's warblers up in the canopy, tough to see, our most plain warbler, mostly gray, clean breast, little chestnut cap and a little chestnut rump. They are our first warbler to arrive in the region about close to a month ago now.
So Tim, what makes this such a great birding area? How does the river contribute to that?
Well, there are many birds that are what are known as riparian obligates, and that means they need to live near or over water. So in this region, we're going to get lots of yellow warblers, summer tanagers, song sparrows right along the creek, black phoebes foraging over the creek as flycatchers. They are almost always within 100 meters of water. And of course the trees love to be near water. There's an endless resource there. So cottonwood, sycamores, willow, Fremont ash, and great blue heron flying over right here. He loves it right next to the water. Of course he's eating fish out of the water and other, well, snakes. Great blue herons will eat anything. They'll eat groundhogs, pocket gophers, snakes, frogs. Oh, just heard my first Lucy's warbler song of the morning. Been hearing lots of their call note, which is kind of like a and yellow warbler as well. A little sweeter song than the Lucy's warbler. It's actually not a whole lot of visual going on, more just in the way of song right now.
Nanette says, good morning from Sedona.
Hi, Matt.
Nanette.
Nanette. Oh, Nanette Armstrong. Hi, Nat. Nanette. I wish you were here.
Should we take a stroll?
Okay, we're gonna take a stroll. Keep the sun behind us. Right down here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Riparian corridor. All right, watch your step. We got some technical stuff here. More song sparrows off to our left, sticking right to the river.
Say hi to Jerry and Camp Verde.
Hi Jerry and Camp Verde. Thanks for joining us. Now if we get super lucky, we'll get a look at a great horned owl. We are in the territory of a great horned owl. We've got a little song sparrow just shot up from the river and landed right in front of us in this down woody debris. And now we're getting sparrows coming up out of the grasses. Super lush. We've had a super wet winter here, so grasses are tall and lush.
Paula Long says it's great to see you, Tim.
Shout out to my mom. Thanks for joining us. Get a little bit of song sparrow action over here in the brush. One of our little brown jobbers. It's nice and warm this morning, probably getting about 60 degrees, no wind, and it's extremely fragrant. The smells are a little bitter, not so sweet, but the smells are wonderful right now. A warbler singing up in the canopy here. Lucy's warblers and yellow warblers' songs are tough to discern. If it's more melodic, it's a yellow warbler, a sawee-sawee-o, whereas the Lucy's warbler song is a little more direct, like that.
For everybody just queuing in, remind us where we are right now.
We are right next to the Verde River and Deadhorse Ranch State Park. The river's about 75 meters away. We're in a beautiful stand of cottonwoods in Cottonwood, Arizona.
Just had someone queue in from California.
Welcome from California. How is your migration going? I hear a ladder-backed woodpecker off to our right. One of our two local woodpeckers in this region, along with the Gila woodpecker. Lazuli buntings are pretty much everywhere. I am looking for a great horned owl somewhere roosting in one of these trees and listening to yellow and Lucy's warblers. Just quieted down quite a bit right here. I hear a Plumbeus vireo at about 80 meters.
Just in case folks didn't hear you say that, repeat that one time.
Which one?
The Plumbeus vireo.
Oh, the Plumbeus vireo. Plumbeus meaning gray. It's a songbird about the size of a warbler, 5 inches. They have all these really neat spectacles. Mostly gray bird, clean gray, light gray in the front. and beautiful white spectacles, similar to the blue-headed vireo back east and the Cassin's vireo that we could expect to see today as well. Alright, let's continue on. More yellow warblers singing in the distance. Just beautiful here. Perfect temperatures. No wind. Can hear everything. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but we are getting closer to that vireo over here. He's over in that tree. So we are still pretty early in the migration. All the birds returning back from Mexico and Central America to breed. Not all have returned. Many have. This week it was lazuli buntings and black-headed grosbeaks. Ash-throated flycatchers last week. I've had limited time hearing brown-crested flycatchers are just arriving.
Elusive dogbird.
And typically this would be the spot to get a beautiful summer tanager, but I'm not hearing any. They're classic pitatuk call. One of our local woodpeckers, the Gila. Kind of the rattle in the background, but we hit a little dead spot here in the Cottonwood. Just heard a Say's Phoebe at over 100 meters.
We have a question.
Alrighty.
Has anyone seen a yellow-billed cuckoo yet?
The question is, has anyone seen a yellow-billed cuckoo yet? Yellow-billed cuckoos arrive later in the summer to breed. So I believe the answer is no. They usually show up one of the latest arrivals to breed in the region. And also extremely difficult to see. You almost always hear them. They forage at the very top of the canopy. You kind of got to get lucky to see a yellow-billed cuckoo. And here they're sensitive in the region. Their status is sensitive. So no playback to try to elicit a response from a yellow-billed cuckoo. But they'll show up, I think, in June. And breed in June, July. Still hear that Say's Phoebe way out there. Some more lazuli buntings here to our right. And I heard an American robin. And a ladder-backed woodpecker. And there's our Gila woodpecker making that rattle call, which then was duplicated by another Gila woodpecker. And let's see, a Gila woodpecker just flew in above us. There's that classic raucous call.
Do Lucy's breed here?
Lucy's warblers do breed here. Now we've got both of our local woodpeckers in the same cottonwood. We've got a female ladder-backed woodpecker up there and a Gila over here. Tough to see. Right up in here. And there goes the Gila.
He's pretty big.
Medium. Little smaller than a robin. Oh, and let's see, is that, at the top of the tree in the distance is a Anna's hummingbird. Don't know, that seemed a little far away for that camera, but Anna's hummingbirds, year-round hummingbird here in Arizona, and he took off, but he has established a territory right there. They often choose the tallest tree in their territory to look out over the territory. And Anna's hummingbirds have already started breeding. Young Anna's hummingbirds have already fledged.
Do we hear any warbling vireo?
I have not heard a warbling vireo today. I've been, oh wow, there was a bird right here. That's a male ladder-backed woodpecker just flew over to this tree here and
So cute.
picked. Related to these are cousins of the hairy and the downy. Lucy's warblers do breed here. And they're our first, oh wow, we've got a string of shorebird, the Ibis. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 most likely white-faced Ibis flying across the sky here. Good bird to have in Arizona, since they do prefer to be in marshy habitat. And not a whole lot of that, but we do have wastewater treatment plants, the Sedona wetlands, where they've probably spent the night. Good, I hear one warbler calling up here. Sounds like a yellow rumped warbler, kind of a wet kiss kind of call. And they will also breed here, and tons are migrating through and heading up to higher elevations as well. Still hearing that Plumbeus vireo over there, another breeder to the elevation, the highlands of Flagstaff. Right. Well, let's find another spot with more song. Oh, got one bird cruising right across, and he landed. It is looks like a possible kingbird. Yes. No, well, it's not a kingbird. It's an ash-throated flycatcher. Good-looking bird. Showed up, ash-throated, showed up about a month ago. That is the ladder-backed woodpecker, similar to a hairy or a downy chatter, and those are year-round here. And you can hear him, he's doing a little drumming up here now. They love the cottonwood, soft wood, easy to peck into, and lots of cavities. There he is. Nice ladderback, black and white on the back. It's a male, it's got the red crest. Hearing lots of Lucy Warbler song. There's the ladderback, way up there. Oh, well, we got something right in here. Oh, we got a Summer Tanager right here at about 25 feet. We got a beautiful red male, and the female, oh, there he goes. The female flew in right behind him. She's all yellow. So I head over to this cottonwood here. One of the most gorgeous birds in the region. All just bright red. There goes a mourning dove. A little more drumming from the ladder-backed woodpecker. And the Summer Tanagers are also riparian obligates. They will be breeding in this riparian corridor. They too love the cottonwood. There's our ladderback. no song or call from the Summer Tanager. Actually, probably doesn't have to. He's already got his mate.
Yeah.
Does not have to sing anymore. But he could continue to sing while defending that territory. There's our ladder back.
Angela Butler says hi from Payson, Arizona.
Hi, Angela Butler from Payson. Thanks for joining us. You must be experiencing this wonderful weather today as well. All right, let's continue on. I just heard a Buicks Wren, spelled Buicks, pronounced Buicks, like the old car. One of my favorite birds in the region. They're everywhere, tough to see, but when in doubt about a song or a call, it's usually a Buicks Wren. We've got some warblers calling up in this huge cottonwood.
Oh, somebody from Stuart, Florida.
Oh, welcome from Florida.
Ellen Murphy.
We've got yellow rumps chipping right here. Right on the edge we've got looks like a beautiful male yellow rumped warbler. This tree does look active. We've got more yellow rumps. I can hear lazuli buntings in the field to our right, but that's a yellow warbler. Beautiful melodic song, so-we-oh. Males are bright yellow with chestnut streaks in the front. Gorgeous warbler. Everyone loves warblers. Oh, and I just heard the witchetty of a common yellowthroat down by the river. They too hide in the reeds around the river, and they're almost always associated with marshland or riparian habitat. Witchetty, common yellowthroat, beautiful warbler. Let's see, we could probably listen here for a moment. Something very squeaky right here. Can't really tell what that is.
So I think, Tim, this is the area that the Black Hawk's been active in.
One of our iconic birds of the region is the common black hawk, and they are a creek hawk and nest in this region. Right near the creek. They eat fish and snakes and lizards and frogs and crayfish, and so they're sit-and-wait predators that spend most of the day sitting over the creek. And there is one breeding in the area. 80% of the U.S. population of blackhawks breed in the Verde Valley. So it's a common bird here, but uncommon across the United States. They're only in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, a little bit in Utah. Hearing Gila woodpeckers way out. Well, let's head out into the sunlight. I'm hearing northern ruffling swallow. We've got a very buzzy call.
Would you repeat that for the folks?
Northern rough-winged swallow, one of our several species of swallows that we get in the region. Up in Flagstaff, it would be the violet-green swallow. Down here, here's a northern rough-wing, all clean white on the breast, a little bit of brown. Pretty plain-looking bird. But our most numerous swallow, but we also get cliff swallows, violet green, tree, barn. I feel like I'm missing one other swallow. We've got a mourning dove perched in the sun here.
Tim, is there a native dove here and then another one that is not necessarily native but pretty prevalent?
Yeah, well, the mourning dove is everywhere. Almost everyone knows what a mourning dove is, but we have a Eurasian collared dove that was introduced to the United States by people who like to grow birds, and it's kind of taken up residence all over the United States. The Eurasian collared dove, and then we get local white-winged doves will be coming in. Mourning doves are year-round, but the white-winged dove is another desert dove.
Is the Eurasian collared dove year-round?
Yes. Yes. They're very docile.
The question was, is the Eurasian collared dove year-round? And the answer is yes.
Yes. I made a pair of Eurasian collared doves at my feeders in Flagstaff for the 3 years that I lived at one place. And pleasant doves. They would always come to the feeders when everything else was done. Then they'd come in and kind of take up the leftovers. Oh. Over in this region I hear a ash-throated flycatcher. It's got a little cabric, cabric. Another migrant that showed up about a month ago. Throated flycatcher is perched at about 100 meters, 75 meters at the top of the tree over here, and we've got our mourning dove right here. Oh, lesser goldfinch flying out of this tree here. There's our ash-throated flycatcher flying above. We had a question earlier, are some birds more skittish than others? Here we've got a mourning dove that's not too skittish. And I hear a yellow-rumped warbler in the mesquite behind us. Our mourning dove. Let's see if we're in the presence of a Anna's hummingbird territory.
So Tim, when these mesquites leaf out, will different birds come in and use them for cover?
Absolutely, absolutely. The verdin are almost mesquite obligates. Lucy's warblers are over the riparian area, but they are also an inland dry warbler. They're not dependent on the water. I do hear that Anna's hummingbird now. We are in a territory. It's here about 30 feet away at the very top of a tree. He's making his very song. So he is defending a territory. He's probably already mated and female on eggs and possibly fledged. And is that,
sitting at the top of the tree over there.
Yeah, that's our mourning dove who flew from here to there.
Very, very top.
Let's see, we could go bushwhacking this way or stay on the trail, head back this way.
Tim,
Yes.
see the way in the tippy top of the tree out there.
This one right here?
No, far.
Oh, way out there. Okay.
You see it right there. A bird.
I mean, 40 feet?
Yeah, it's that tree.
Yeah. That's we've got a male Anna's hummingbird defending the territory up there. We could bushwhack this little area here.
Sounds good.
We've got some bird prints there.
I know, that's what I was trying to see. Somebody was eating red
Ants.
red ants, it looks like. Little footprints.
Lucy's warblers singing behind us.
Whose footprints do you think those are, Tim?
Well, it's a ground-dwelling bird that could be a brewer's blackbird, or it could just be a possible dove. Not many birds eat red ants, so it's a great question. I wish they ate more, because there's a ton of red ants. It'd be nice to have some ant birds, but that's Central and South America. Well, let's just stick to the main trail, and we'll walk the trail back to the parking lot. There might be a chance of getting on that says phoebe, possible blackhawk, possible great horned owl. Yellow rump warbler flying by. Now, I don't know if we can get on that little Anna's hummingbird defending its territory, but that's what he's doing right there.
I'm having a hard time seeing it.
Yeah, it's at the top of the tree there. It's about it's hummingbird size. So
Right.
It's a tough one. I don't know if the zoom's going to catch that. The gentle cooing of that mourning dove in the distance. And the Lucy's warbler song in the cottonwoods behind us. Just heard a house finch way out there. Yep, that's a house finch at about 80 meters. Decent morning of singing. Hearing the common yellowthroat, Lucy's warbler, yellow warbler, mourning dove, Lucy's. All right, let's see if we can find a big bird. Sparrow action right here in the shrub. Lots of seeds. Lots of lush grass. I'm on a female yellow rumped warbler of the Audubon's race, yellow throat. I'm hearing more lesser goldfinch out in the mesquite here. There is a ton of hummingbird action everywhere. You can hear our Gila woodpecker out there. Not so much the rattle call, but one note at a time of the rattle call. Some downed woody debris here. Good place for an Abert's towhee or a Buicks Wren. Loud calling in there. When in doubt, Buicks Wren. That's what it is. And there he goes. Oh, we got another bird, a Lucy's Warbler as well.
Got another viewer from California.
Welcome from California. I lived in California for 10 years. Bay Area. Got my master's at Humboldt State University. Go Lumberjacks. The smells here, just wonderful. Just really vibrant smells. We've had a wet winter. You can see how lush the vegetation is here. Still waiting on these mesquite to leaf out though.
Tim, there's a lot of crane flies. Who eats those? Somebody must love them.
It's a good question. Crane flies. Spiders. Well, yellow-rumped warblers have been doing a ton of fly catching lately. They're able to glean insects off of leaves, but they do when there's insects about, yellow-rumped warblers are great fly catchers.
Say hi to Jenny from Minnesota.
Hi, Jenny from Minnesota. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. We're looking for a great horned owl in this here. We actually know where he's nesting, but we're not gonna bother him too much on the nest today. It's also a good spot for nesting Cooper's hawks in here. They love the cottonwoods. The nesting blackhawk, I believe, is about a mile down this way. Hearing singing yellow warblers and chipping yellow-rumped warblers. Yellow warbler, very melodic. And then our first Buicks Wren song over here, a note and a trill. And actually we're really close to that vireo. Very burry. Plumbeous vireo probably at about 30 meters, somewhere at the top of this cottonwood. And a very brightly colored yellow rump, beautiful male. Audubon's race with the yellow throat. We get a, oh, there's someone looks like they might be nesting. There's a Summer Tanager up there. Kind of nestled into the crook in the tree here. Beautiful male. Let's see, we've got some movement up in here. You can see all the cotton hanging from this cottonwood. All these seeds puffing out, and they'll cover the ground, and great black-chin hummingbird nesting material. Now, where is that vireo? You can hear some drumming in here. Oh, that's our vireo, getting close.
Have you heard a northern flicker, Tim?
I have not heard a northern flicker today. You know, once the breeding season comes around, most northern flickers go up to higher elevations to breed. And we're kind of stuck with our regular locals, the Gila and the Ladderback. And there is that squeaky Plumbeus vireo up there. But he's way up in the canopy. Just heard a brown-headed cowbird. Oh, there's our Summer Tanager. Oh, and he's out in the open. We might actually get him on there. And we've got some drumming from a woodpecker. And there's our Summer Tanager.
And there's a
Missed him.
Oh, there goes the female. There's the female Summer Tanager, all yellow. They're bee eaters, the tanagers. And there goes the Summer Tanager up to the top of the Cottonwood here. And we've got our drumming woodpecker it's a ladderback just on the underside of this branch, the major branch here, just where it Y's. Now he's gone around to the other side.
Oh, I found an active tree.
Now we just need the great horned owl to fly in. Oh.
Trifecta.
And we had a yellow-rumped warbler fly into the tree. Oh, we've got a couple things up there. Sounds like a lazuli bunting. And now our vireo is now very close. Yeah. We just have to hear it. Yep, there's a zip-a-zip-a-zip. Warbling vireos will show up, but those two are higher elevation breeders. So up in Flagstaff, in the pine forest around Flagstaff, we'll get the warbling vireo in numbers. Oh, and there goes the tanagers, just flew off. Coupled up. There's the Plumbeus vireo quieting down a bit. And the buzz of a lazuli's bunting, a buzzing. All right, well, let's see if we get lucky with that great horned up here. And you can see all the cottonwood seeds floating down and covering the earth here. Summer snow. Oh, and finally I hear the Summer Tanager calling. With a little peck. Oh, they're becoming a little more vocal behind us. But just a gorgeous day. Heating up rapidly. Probably getting up into the 60s now. In the sun it feels like the 70s. At some point I've seen the great horned owl roosting in here. Brown-headed cowbird flying over. As big as the great horned owl is, it's still hard to pick them out because they blend in so well with the cottonwoods, with the bark itself. Gila woodpecker behind us. Really? We've got an owl detection. Possible owl detection. When I was here last night, one of the pair of great horned owls was perched on this tree right here. We are on owl loop, so it's appropriate that we have this great horn. He's been here for years. We used to have a little western screech owl nesting in a cottonwood, but that cottonwood has since died and is no longer a good cavity for that screech owl. We've got a little bird here. Looks like a female yellow-rumped warbler. Much less colorful than the spectacular males. Of course, that's because she does the choosing. The males have to be super colorful, so the females choose them.
We have a question.
Alrighty.
Are there likely to be eggs or chicks in a great horned owl's nest by this time of year? I know that barn owls in the east already have owlets.
Yes, that's a good possibility. Larger birds take longer times to... oh, wow, we just had 2 Cooper's hawks bolt through 2 in a row. Just went mocking that way at about 40. So yes, bigger birds take longer times to breed, the gestation time is longer, the time it takes the eggs to hatch is longer, the time it takes the young is longer. For great horned owls, it's in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 days for the owlets to fledge. They have to sit on the eggs for probably a good month, so there's an excellent possibility that she's either on eggs or the eggs have hatched. Great question. I know that the bald eagle monitoring programs in Arizona start in January. Beautiful brown-headed cowbird song. Unfortunately, not many, they get a bad rap for their breeding behaviors. I personally think it's brilliant. And for those of you who don't know how brown-headed cowbirds, well, they don't nest. They got a great horned owl feather. So brown-headed cowbirds, they are voyeurs. They watch other smaller birds nest, and then at a critical moment, they swoop into that other birds. I've seen it with yellow warblers. They push the yellow warbler's eggs out of the nest and lay their own in there, and then that little yellow warbler raises young that are twice its size. Alright, well, I know there's a Say's Phoebe right over here in the field. Let's see, we'll stick to the tree line here. There's our Say's Phoebe. Nice little flycatcher. It's got the Say's Phoebe loves perches surrounding wide open fields and insect hunts over the field. Whereas the black Phoebe is another riparian obligate, always within about 50 feet of water. The Say's Phoebe does not have to be. Well, he's got really great habitat here. I think he's got this whole field to himself. And he's right in this tiny cottonwood ahead of us. About 9 o'clock. Just make him out in the smallest tree here, off to the left side in the middle. Orange belly, brown bird, fly-catching bill, flattened. It's good to hear the vireos. I'm hearing more and more plumbeous vireos. They're just getting to the region. There goes our Say's Phoebes, and out to the middle of the field he goes. Now that call note there sounds like a ladder-backed woodpecker, but it could be a brown-headed grosbeak. And in the distance now I'm hearing a chat at about 125 meters, yellow-breasted chat, and they're just showing up to the region maybe 2 weeks ago. I can hear that Say's Phoebe now. He's sticking to the speed limit. He was on the 15-mile-an-hour speed limit sign. They love, there he is. He's back on top of that 15-mile-an-hour speed limit sign.
Oh yeah.
That is a Say's Phoebe. At the Sedona wetlands, he loves to sit on the sign that says no hunting.
Kelly says hi from New York.
Hi Kelly from New York. Welcome to Arizona. How's the migration going in New York? Maybe get back, we'll go in the direction of the yellow-breasted chat.
So you know we've got 7 more minutes.
All right, that's not going to be enough time to see the yellow-breasted chat because as folks who have looked for them know, they are very noisy, but they stay very hidden. I've spent an hour walking around a bush waiting for them to show. But they're here. That's the important thing. Small flock of brown-headed cowbirds, so they're here in numbers. They showed up about a week ago and they flocked together. I don't know if you can hear that yellow-breasted chat. He's across the creek. Chut. Just getting started. I do call them chats because they are very chatty. We've done a full circle here. Back to the river. You can hear those song sparrows again. We did not hear the yellow-breasted chat earlier, but he's here. So I've heard a chat over here, and I've heard another one over here, and some brown-headed cowbirds flying over. I love that drop of water call. And yellow warblers in the Cottonwoods. Have not heard that brown-crested flycatcher today, unfortunately. Well, let's head to the top of the hill. Maybe we'll get one more bird before our time's up. Ladder-backed woodpecker behind us. Beautiful morning at Deadhorse Ranch State Park. Just incredible. Got a little mesquite bosk here. I can hear that yellow-breasted chat right in there. plug for Deadhorse Ranch State Park, some of the lodging opportunities here. Other than campground and RV spots, they got little cabins. And social distance around this one. Morning.
Sorry.
Of course, in the mesquite, just heard that burden, that mesquite obligate. Little mustard yellow face is right in here somewhere. Yep, just a one-note see. See. Beautiful, beautiful little southwestern bird, and a family by its own. Aegiothalidae, Verde. Just heard some wing beats of a mourning dove. Big fan of birding around parking lots. The openings are good for birds. All right. I hear more Buicks Wrens. We've got our Verde. A couple Lucy's warblers here in the mesquite. Got 2 minutes to see something spectacular. So just look around. It's all here. Breeze through the cottonwood. Sounds perfect. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining us here at Deadhorse Ranch State Park for our virtual festival 2020, my 7th year guiding at the festival. Hope you enjoyed your time with us, and looking forward to 2021 when we can do this for real. Thanks so much.
And thanks everybody for tuning in. Special shout out to Rich Lamar for joining us from St. Louis. And we are so appreciative of you being here. We will see you back tomorrow morning at 6:30. Tomorrow we'll be birding in the uplands, so we won't be down here in the park in the riparian area, so we will see a whole different array of birds. We'll be doing a live feed from 6:30 to 6:45, and then again starting at 7 o'clock. We will see you all there. Thanks for coming out. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Bird quiz at 1.
Bird quiz at 1 o'clock. Don't forget. Go on our website. Sorry, Zoom. Join the Zoom bird quiz. It's totally fun. Maya's going to run it, and she's great. Join the bird quiz at 1 o'clock. And at 1:30 is Jack Williams and Still on the Hill. There's a live concert. They usually play at the festival, so they're going to be doing that at 1:30. So you can find that on our Facebook page or on my Facebook page as well. And join in for the fun. Thanks everybody. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks. Good day.